Right, so I've had about 3 hours or so roughly work on it. Haven't had a lot of time on it this week, to be honest, but I'll probably get a bit more on it next week. So basically what I've been doing is I've been fiberglassing this section. If you remember from the last video, the light was basically the wrong shape. It was too long. It was coming out right down here. And obviously the window line then, it was sort of way down here, whereas it should be sort of there, same as the other side. I'm using the template for the lens that's going to go over the top to make sure it's the right fit, so should be spot on, to be fair. So basically this has all been fiberglass the same as the other side that I did. This will be fiberglass along to here into the back of the light. Obviously this will all be smoothed off eventually and sorted properly, but it does for now. It's just getting a nice sort of line in here ready for the lens to slot in there. Now I've got the full design I want. I'll show you what I've been doing at the front with the door and the port flare, which most people are probably getting bored of by now, but they do need finishing ideally before I move on to the next thing. The door I'll tell you about in a minute, because I've got a plan for that. Right, so this is the port flare. So I basically put the fact it was fiberglass originally before. I think I've done that in the last video. Basically I've just chucked a load of pretty heavy layer of filler on there all round. Then I've basically used the angle grinder to bring it back down to a normal kind of line here underneath, so like a thin line, because this was thick before. This was like a chunky layer. Put an angle grinder around it, so basically it's all along here. Needs a bit taken off here, and obviously the shape needs bringing down, sanding and all that sort of stuff. I'll tell you about this in a second. This is the same. I can't really turn it around at the moment because it's still a bit damp, a bit wet here. You can see where we need some more filler along these edges, along here and all that. This piece is obviously, it's lying down a bit flat, but you can see where it's going to do that curve again, and the edge is done on that too. Just needs a little bit of work in these corners, and a bit more along this side. And that one should be getting towards going in the car and getting fiberglassed in properly. Get rid of that for good then. Job done. Probably another, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours working out. That's about it. With the, I was going to mention this one. Basically, because it's inside the box, I want to make as much space inside the enclosure as I can. So the plan is to use as little room as I can inside the box. So this will all be, eventually I had to leave this open for now, but this is basically all going to be tied in well with fiberglass and stuff along here, along there. Sorry, but I need to make a bit of a shape there just to well, fit around things pretty much inside the box and make as much airspace as I can. This side, similar thing. Needs a bit more fiberglass in here. It's that shape because the piece on the corner there was going to fit around like a little metal stanchion section, but it won't need to now because it's moved slightly. So it will be basically the same as this corner now. So I could have made it like this in the first place, but either way that's going to be like that, and then that's going to come down there. Then that section will be blended into the roof when it's all fitted. So the door, right, so the door, I'm not going to do much more on this now, to be honest, because there's not much point me doing all the work in these corners and things until it's fitted, because I don't know how it's going to fit next to the dash. So what I've done to keep the filler from cracking, because a lot of people ask me about this. Obviously filler tends to crack when vibration gets it and that sort of stuff. So basically the way I'll do it is I have a fiberglass layer, build up the shape that I want, and make a fillered section, so I can basically get a nice dense section, nice bit of hardness to it, basically some solidness to it, a bit like concrete almost, and then just put a layer of fiberglass over the top, which is what I've done here. So that's basically there. See, obviously it's still wet, it's not been on long, about a couple of hours or so. So and then basically there'll be a skim of filler then over the top, so the door will be a bit of a sort of like a curved shape. That will be a nice curve over there eventually. That will sort of be nice over there, all the way along the door, so it'll be relatively cream looking fairly soon. So I will do another layer of filler on there before I move on to the next section. But that door, I'm not going to do a lot more, as I say, probably another, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours work on that as well, probably, before I leave that and then move on to something else. Which will probably be, I think, I'll probably start working on the front splitter, because I want to get the car out for some pictures and things. So I'm going to try and get the splitter on, which is down the side of the car at the moment. I want to get that on basically and all blended in, all this flattened off, the lights mounted properly, ready for when I get out of the garage and take some nice pictures, because I don't have took any for forever, it feels like. So yeah, that's what I've been up to. I'll do an update probably end of next week, I would have thought. They're not quite as thick and fast as they were before, but the work isn't quite there yet. But I'll be doing that ASAP basically. But next week should be another video, and we'll see how it goes. But feel free to comment on this. Let me know what you think, and yeah, we'll have fun.